Now, being fashionable is a trait that most people want to have, especially those that have some level of interest in fashion. In the last decade, we've seen many iterations of what people consider fashionable, from streetwear to quiet luxury and elevated streetwear. Since there are so many iterations of fashion, it has become very difficult to decide which fashion theme or aesthetic to follow, especially with how quickly fashion is evolving at this point in time. Now, this begs the question of what exactly is fashion and what makes a person fashionable. That is actually what I'll be answering today. In today's video, we are going to take a look at some traits and characteristics that I think the most stylish people have, and how you can implement them into your style and make it a bit better than it currently is. But for those of you that are new here, don't forget to subscribe, and if you guys like this video by any chance, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get started. Alright, first, let's have a look at a trait that fashionable people often have, and that is confidence. For you to fully understand the concept of confidence and how it pertains to fashion, you first have to understand the basic idea of it. The textbook definition of confidence is the feeling that one can rely on someone or something. And though that may be the definition, I did come across another one that describes the word better. And this particular definition is the willingness to try even when you're doubting or are unsure about yourself. Now, how does this relate to fashion? Well, fashion is an insanely broad spectrum, and finding a style to fit into is something that can be done very easily, especially in today's day and age. And though that may be true, the true test of confidence comes when you have to find your personal style. To be honest, it's very easy to see an outfit online and want to copy it. It might even give you a little bit of confidence due to the validation you might get from people. And that's mainly because that particular outfit might align with the trends or social norms that are happening at the time. The only problem is, all of that is temporary. For you to reach a constant level of confidence, you have to be willing to take a risk with your style and be unapologetic about it. As time passes, you eventually have to move away from following trends, because by doing that, you allow yourself to find acceptance and validation within yourself. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be easy. If anything, this might as well be the hardest part, because avoiding trends and being on your own style journey comes with a lot of doubt. But the key thing here is to make sure you go through with it even when you're doubting everything. So if you see a pair of pants, shoes, or a jacket that's unusual but still align with your personal style, go ahead and get it. This will set you aside from everyone and allow you to build a sense of confidence that isn't really dependent on likes and comments. Your style is going to be very distinct and will have a more authentic feel to it. Another thing I see a lot of stylish people tend to do is to focus on silhouette. Now, I know that the most popular type right now is the baggy pants and small top combo. And though it may be a great uniform, you may often find yourself looking like 90% of the people around you, depending on where you are, of course. For you to be considered fashionable, you have to fully immerse yourself in a state of creativity. Again, you can do this by pushing yourself into experimenting with different styles of clothing. In other words, don't only focus on getting cropped t-shirts and baggy pants only. Look for styles and aesthetics that are different from what you're used to. The silhouette of your outfit provides an instant recognizable outline that basically communicates the character and design of that particular outfit. It defines the overall shape of it, which determines how it fits and drapes on the body, and this creates a visual interest and outlines the aesthetic you might be trying to achieve. Moving on to the next point, which is to dress for your body type. Now, a common thing that I see a lot of people do, especially those that are looking to improve their style, is to try and imitate some of the outfits they see in and around social media. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting a little inspo, but when you see an outfit and instantly want to copy it, it takes away the authentic aspect of that particular outfit. Keep in mind that most people you see on social media get dressed based on their body type and their background. So when you get dressed according to other people's style, the clothing won't look as good as it should, because it never really resonated with your style to begin with. The next point is to try new things. Now, another thing I see people often do is to wear clothes based on whether they are made for men's wear or women's wear. And to be honest, that actually does limit your style to a certain degree. In my opinion, women's wear has some of the best fitting items I've ever seen. The items also happen to be visually appealing as well, and that's mainly due to the fact that women's clothing tends to be very experimental when it comes to the fashion space in general. Now, I have noticed that a lot of people are disregarding the idea of gender when shopping. A lot of men these days tend to be more open to shopping in the women's section, and same goes for the women with the men's section. To be honest, people that are considered fashionable are very experimental with their clothing, and sometimes being experimental means shopping in other sections, especially when you know that the items fit way better than the items in your section. For me, I do wear items that I find interesting regardless of what section they're from. If you see an item and it fits how it's supposed to, go ahead and get it, cause shopping based on sections does limit your style to a certain extent. One thing I think is important to understand is that personal style is a journey, and it's a journey that doesn't really have a destination. Now, there are many videos out there on how you can find your personal style, but something you have to know is that these particular videos are meant to point your style in the right direction, not to define it. Your style should be influenced by more than just these videos. It should be influenced by the things that have kind of shaped your character to what it currently is. And these things can be things like your background, your environment, sports, music, and so on. This way, you will build a sense of style that's very unique and isn't really dependent on what's currently trending. As you grow, your style will grow along with you, and as you change environments, your style will adapt to your new environment. As your music taste changes, your style will change along with it. That's how it should be, in my opinion. The way I see it, this is the true essence of timelessness, the ability to continue growing and adapting based on what you surround yourself with. Truth be told, there is no such thing as a timeless wardrobe or a timeless item. It's really all about the journey. But anyway guys, that is basically it from me today. Let me know your thoughts on today's video and what you guys think of today's short discussion. But as always, I really hope you guys liked today's video and found it informative. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.